I'm hanging out over at the Moxie Cinema, and they are showing new films each month. Joining me now is Mike Stevens. Mike, how are you?
I'm fantastic. It's so good to have you here to my home after being in the studio so
I
many
know.
times.
I'm excited to be in your guys' space. Okay, so 3 films we want to hit on today. The first one is called Inside. Tell me about this.
So this is a new film starring Willem Dafoe, who is one of my favorite actors. Just he could do almost anything. His face is so interesting, conveys so much. So the setup is he is a high-end art thief, and he is set up a score in a penthouse in New York City, and the score goes bad, and he gets locked in through these advanced security systems. And so he's got to get out of this place, and he doesn't know quite how. And but it shifts from that kind of a heist film into something kind of a psychological portrait of a man unraveling as he's stuck in there day after day, and you don't know how he's going to get out. And so it's a one-man show, really. Like it's just him on screen the whole time. And I couldn't be more excited to see him do that because he's so fun.
Yeah, the concept is really intriguing to me. Now, I feel like he is such a spectacle in of himself. And so what do you think fans of him will really enjoy about this?
I think the fact that there's nobody else. Like, it is like you're going to see a whole lot of Willem Dafoe, and just the stuff that I've seen so far, you're not going to be disappointed.
Yeah, it's going to be good. All right, so another one showing this month is called Lost King. What's this one about?
This is a British film by a longtime filmmaker, I think he's 81 now, starring Sally Hawkins, and it is a crowd-pleasing portrait of an amateur historian who, this is based on a true story, who discovered the remains of Richard III, King Richard III, which had been missing and presumed lost to history for 500 years. And to do this, she'd kind of bucked the historical community that was saying, like, well, obviously this was never going to be found, it was scattered, or they had all sorts of reasons, but she was very diligent and she had a purpose, and she made it happen. It was discovered under a parking lot in Leicester in 2012, and this is the dramatization of that. Sally Hawkins is also just super charming.
Yeah, I love seeing these films where real life stories are coming to the big screen. Now, there's a lot of history buffs out there, so what might they really love about this film?
I think, especially for history buffs, they might love the fact that this is not somebody who's scholarly, somebody who just loves the topic, reads deeply, and discovers something that all the experts hadn't.
Yeah, that's really interesting. That's really interesting. Because history is just something that's like, I don't know, it's old, but it's always being brought back up again, you know? So I'm excited to see how this plays out. Okay, the last one playing this month, Warrior Women, and this is a documentary, so tell me about this one.
So this is a free screening, one of our partnership screenings. We do a ton of partnership screenings here with the library, and this is tied to their One Read project. I believe the book that they were doing this year is called Seed Keeper by a Native author, and so this documentary is about the movement of Native women, various Indian tribes in the 70s, kind of asserting their rights and their power, not only within indigenous communities, but at large. So very excited to show that. And we're going to have a drum group that is Native coming that will also perform before the screening.
I love that. All right, so for those that may not know as much about the Indian communities or different tribes, what might they take away from this?
I think the fact that it, like the rest of America, that women had to assert their rights within that specific community as well, and I found that fascinating. So I think that's what I was most interested by.
Yeah, that's interesting. All right, so another thing I love about the Moxie is you guys this kid program, Moxie Morning. So remind people about that.
So these have been going gangbusters, had great success, and they're taking a little hiatus for spring break, but they will be returning April 1st, and they are every other week starting April 1st, and they are free, 30 minutes of short films, usually European shorts without any language, just kind of appropriate for kids 2 to 6, and then we do a little art activity afterwards of some sort.
Love it. So fun for the kids. They have to come and check it out. All right, if people want more information, Mike, how can they get a hold of you all?
MoxieCinema.com is always the best place.
All right. Mike, thank you as always. And for all of our viewers, go and check out a film you wouldn't normally see here at the Moxie Cinema.